I'm Preston Freeman. This is my wife now, Lara Freeman. We moved to Colorado in February to join the Fool. We got married back in March. So our wedding got canceled, but we ended up moving forward with a backyard wedding at that time and moved out here. And here we are.
I'm a registered vet tech, working out in Arvada. So I've been doing that for about 12 years now. Love working with animals. We have 2 cats ourselves, Phoenix and Igor, 4 years old and about 13 years old.
Well, we visited Colorado about 4 years ago and just really enjoyed the nature. We moved from LA, so less congestion, more nature, a little more mellow lifestyle. We're still city folks, so we still stuck around Denver, but nature just real close and can go whitewater rafting or go hiking or backpacking. And also the affordability and cost of living and all of that just was just dramatically different. So that helped us out a lot. Yeah, it was totally out of our range. Or we could have, but we would have been in like a shack or a condo, and we didn't really want an HOA or a condo. We really wanted a house, we wanted a backyard. That's kind of where we were at. It was like we could either live in LA or near LA in a shack, or we could live out in the desert, far from everything. And those are your 2 options for where we were at that time in our life. We had to get to a place where we were comfortable buying a house. Yeah, so our goal was actually about a year. We'd be out of debt and have the savings egg to buy the home. We did it a little faster.
A lot of faster.
So we did do it faster, and then we were thinking like not necessarily our forever home, but a home just for us. And then joining the Millionacres, talking to some fools, talking to some other folks, we kind of got into the idea of maybe just starting off as a house hack or buying a quadplex or a triplex or something like that. So we talked about it. She was not a fan. And so we chatted and kind of understood that it wouldn't be forever. It would be a nice progression into early retirement or financial independence. Investment, yeah.
Yep. So he bought a lot of books on property management, investment managing, all of these different books. And okay, you have to read these. I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to it. I'll read them. You read them first. And then it was around Halloween time, and he gave me a challenge to finish a book in 2 weeks, and I would get like a surprise. So I did finish reading the book, and that book definitely helped along the way. I would ask questions and say, oh, we could try this or we could do that, and it just opened my mind a lot more to the possibilities.
We would talk about it after she'd read a bit and kind of collaborate and see what we liked and what we didn't like, and where we would land on a spectrum of rental properties and different things like that.
Kinda. I feel like we compromised a lot, and knowing that this wasn't going to be the forever home, we were able to say, oh, we can do without a few things that weren't must-haves.
Living here, we were like, garage, must-have. I think this was our 5th or 6th offer. And at first we were kind of like emotionally attached, and then we kind of like just sat and they were like, this isn't our forever home. It doesn't matter if we lose it. It's an investment property. Yeah, we want it, but it's not gonna make us depressed because we didn't get the home we wanted, because we're not gonna live in this home for more than a year or 2. We put it in an offer. Everything was going like 20, 30K over the asking, and it was insane. So we tried to balance that into something that we would actually like to do and not. We ended up putting in some offers, getting some declined. We got one accepted, and then the inspection came and was like, the person who owned it was very handy, but not very finishy. So when we got the inspection back, like there was just wires that were sticking out here, and plumbing was kind of not done professionally and would probably need to be replaced. And it was going to be a very high maintenance investment property. So we kind of talked about it, and then even our agent was like, don't do this one. You don't want this one. So then we ended up backing out of that one and eating those funds. And then
I feel like the next one was the one that we went in way over. because we thought that was the right thing to do. And then we were the backup offer.
Yeah, they said we were too high.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand this game anymore. And so they went with someone else, and then that person fell through. And I think we had that, and then we were essentially a backup offer sometime after that, and I think the other one went through, so we didn't end up becoming the backup offer. Yeah. And then this one we landed. This one got back on the market. We saw it. We loved it. It was very much finished and just needed some YouTube work that we could do ourselves. So that one we appreciated, so we could save some money and learn and do things together. Yeah.
I wanted to add, before we were lucky enough to purchase this one, we experienced a lot of going to look at the house, and you only have like 15 minutes to look at this house, and then there's like 4 other people waiting to also see this house, so it's very pressure, and your agent's like, do you want an offer? Do you want to put an offer? And we're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just very fast-paced.
It would go on the market, and then within 2 days you had to make your offer, and it was no longer accepting offers. So it was like,
less,
yeah,
by the end of the day at 5 o'clock or something.
Yeah, one time, a couple of the times it was like, by 5 p.m. today, you need all the offers are going to be reviewed. And it was only on the market for like that day. It was insane. So my agent would ask us, and then I'd be like, well, I got to go crunch numbers. So I made a spreadsheet with the help of my brother, and we kind of like talked about it, and maintenance and CapEx and vacancies, and put all those variables in, and kind of did some math, so some high level math to see if it was worth it. So this one ended up being pretty lucrative, actually, especially once we rent out this top unit, once we move out and move on to the next one. We're in Aurora now. We actually didn't really want to come this far east because we like the mountains and being close, but this is just a good investment property because we saw the hospitals there right below us. So we'll have some nurse runners, hopefully. We have the airport a little bit closer. There's a train station right here to go down to Denver proper. There's a lot of new buildings. There's some new markets and like hangout spots that are coming. So it's kind of changing and getting gentrified. So we liked it. Yeah, so we've had lots of conversations, but we're in a position where we don't have kids. We are kind of more mobile and flexible. So we ended up saying we'll do 2 of these and then go buy a nice home somewhere.
He's got 1 more technically.
She's letting me do 1 more.
Yes.
The goal would be to stack the funds that we saved from our mortgage. So once we get the unit downstairs rented out, that'll cover a majority of our mortgage. So, and we'll be saving that fund for the next house. Mm-hmm. And then once we get enough for the next house, we'll do this again, and then do that again until we save for our probably our longer term home, I'll say.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're kind of open. Just when we were looking at the quadplexes and the triplexes, they were just really expensive and a lot of work for what we would have gotten. But I think we like this setup. But again, it was also really hard to find already prepped and the basement already remodeled.
I think the next one we could even up our game and make it a little more work, because now we're going to be understanding of what needs to go on. And the quadplex we looked at were just in neighborhoods we didn't care for, and we really wanted to find a neighborhood that we wanted to live in. I grew up with my dad repairing furniture and helping him build things, so I've seen it in action. I've never executed it myself. I'm confident that I can follow directions, we'll say that.
I will follow his direction.
We'll break things and learn together. No investors in family. She doesn't either. It was definitely real estate was like an option. I didn't realize how much of an option until I started reading, and then working at the Millionacres. And then when she was reading those books, renting always to us was like, you're gonna buy a house and you're just gonna rent it out. But there are so many more options. Once we learned about the duplexes, 3plexes, 4plexes, we got pretty excited. And that's really what drove us into research a bit more. And then our agent was like trying to push us not necessarily to the 4plexes, and like he heard us go back and forth, like we don't want to live in this neighborhood, or we don't like that area, or whatever the case was. So then he kind of got the vibe that
we needed a house.
Yeah. So just kind of learned from us and our feedback to him.
Just starting.
So we're moved in. We've been here what now? Almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Our goal was to just get us comfortable living and then start the projects. So we've been ordering things. We have like window well covers needed there for safety reasons, so we got those ordered. So we're kind of in the planning-ish ordering stage, if you will. So we have the sink, we have the faucets, we have the egress covers, the ladders that need to be there for compliant reasons. We just ordered a railing for the stairs downstairs because it's not going to get covered, and getting quotes for different projects because some of it we can't do. Uncovering the new little things we weren't expecting, like the heat, our furnace. So upstairs is cold. It says it's set at 70. It's showing it's 65 in the house. And so clearly the thermostat's out of whack. And then if you go downstairs, I bought a little monitor because it was just outrageous. You go downstairs and it's 85 and
So nice and warm downstairs.
she's like, yeah, 85 is nice and warm for her. So it's like, we have to figure it out because there's one thermostat for both units. It was flipped in 2018. Gentleman that owned it prior had his aunt living downstairs in the mother-in-law suite. So the house has a kitchen, bathroom, laundry, 2-bedroom. So that's why we liked it, because it was just ready to go. Nothing, I don't think anything outrageous. That's just get your license, let them know you're renting it.
Your leasing contracts.
Yeah, it's just, so we'll have to get the good leasing contracts and different things like that, but nothing weird from the city, no, I won't say. Yeah, anyway, we'll find out when we start applying for all the things and doing the stuff.
I would say patience, working with each other, being that we're going to be partner investors. I think he's very just project manager, by the books, by the plan, go, go, go. I'm more of the, we have time, don't have to do it right now. So I'm kind of learning to just be patient with him and go with the flow, and some things he's right on that we do need to get done more quickly. So I would say I've learned a lot of patience.
I've learned to talk more about it, but like I'm a go, like let's get it done, knock it out. And so I'm always just like, go, 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 let's be done, move on to the next thing. From a learning perspective, from the house side of that things.
I lost the shed key.
Yeah, the keys, we got handed like literally 15 different keys for this house that weren't labeled. So we had to like change out. So I changed out all the locks already. And then the shed key, she went out there and it's
Still missing.
Missed it, but
Yeah.
That was funny. So we had to go find a new shed key. But learning, I think, is just expensive. For some like contractor, building a thing is expensive. Like I'm like, I could do it probably, or I could buy the right part. Like I found for the awning thing, like I found $700 awning. We would need three of these pieces, so it'd be $2,100, and I could probably install it in a weekend. And the quotes we were getting were like 20 grand or 15 grand, 10 grand. And you're like, I don't understand. Or like the railing we bought a 12-foot railing for the stairs for $220. And the quotes I was getting was like $2,500. And like, I don't understand why these, I just really don't get that part of it. But like, so I'm glad we're capable-ish, we'll say, to do these things, because like, I feel like a lot of people get ripped off like that for those little things. But I think quotes, get too many quotes is what I've learned. Just shop around, because there's such a variety in the market of things. And then also just portraying what you want accomplished. Like people are like, oh, you want this fancy awning with wood and a fan? And you're like, no, I just want to keep snow out of that well right there. Like it's simple. I don't want anything. So just trying to articulate the projects I've learned is like very important to get the right quote, and then just get too many quotes, because there's so many that are just, the spectrum is so wide for quotes.